if indeed for that day I feel like doing nothing regardless of what the game says to me, but oh, you got to take care of this. That's the game. You got to keep remembering. That's the game you created, and the game's job is to keep reminding you so that what? So that you are always pulled into the game, the character. Then you think you're your character and you're in it. That's the only way this game works. And so you say, you know what? Something, that feeling, that master is like making you feel like, I don't want to do anything today. I don't want to do anything. I think I just want to, I don't know, maybe I'll just watch some movies. That's you, that's the character getting out the way so that the solutions, the stuff, whatever it is, gets taken care of. You're out the way. You're not doing all this figuring out, how are you going to do this, because you're just playing more of the game again. And you're out the way, and that part of you wants to go, but man, I can't believe you're not doing anything. You should, you know, do what's going to happen. This is going to happen. You better do something. That part of you, it's a problem solver. It loves something to solve. So you do that. Every single situation is an opportunity to step up your game. How else are you going to know how to be a master? People just want to just be a master. And that is certainly possible. But with the programs that we're dealing with, that's what makes it hard, because we are constantly, they're coming at us. Sure, we could suddenly, boom, drop all of it. And how did that happen? What did we see in that movie? That's kind of what happened to her overnight. Why did that happen overnight? Because the brain, she started using more of her brain, and that simply means that when we use more of our brain, it simply means that we are tapping into greater levels of reality, of possibilities. That's all it is. We're seeing more than we normally see in this stream that we're so accustomed to seeing. That's why it's so important to always go somewhere new, to do something different, because it keeps the brain realizing that, oh, so you want new things. You don't want just this pattern all the time. And that's the reason why her brain, the way they showed it in the film, why she advanced like that, because the things that were once important, as you expand like that, become so insignificant, and they become completely unimportant. Oh, you notice that? And when she gave that guy that kiss, she said, that's to remind me, and it was to keep her somewhat aligned long enough so she could do whatever she needed to do before that 100% brain power hit. Because then all this other stuff becomes unimportant. Now you realize, whoa, it's like somebody took the blinders off, and you're like, whoa, I am everything. I've been playing all these things, and then she starts seeing the codes in everything, because it's all it is. It's all data streams. You're a data stream, I'm a data stream, just stream of information. And according to our understanding of mathematics, zeros and ones. That's what everybody is. Just information walking around. I am exchanging information with you even when we don't talk. Information connecting with information. That's all we're doing. Streams of information in a massive sea of information. How can we then not have access to the knowledge of all things? We would have to, because everything is made up of everything. It's made up of the same substance. Now, we're talking about this right now, but what you have to do, again, in your practical life, is you got to bring this stuff to the table in your practical life. You have to remember this stuff in your practical life, because this game has a way of your robot self will get you sucked back in. And a couple people were saying that, how you don't realize it, but all of a sudden you find yourself right back into how the game norm, the character stuff. I have that happen. I'm like, how did I get here? When did I fall like all the way from up there? And I'm like over here. Am I all up in the game, as they say? Why am I all in it like that? And then you have to pull, you stop yourself. You go, okay. But it's not, you're not abusing yourself, and you're not chastising yourself. What you're acknowledging is the beauty that I realize that this is where I am. I'm like, okay, I'm back down here in the game. Now I gotta pull myself back up again. You gotta pull myself back out, because the robot self is like, but this is what I'm supposed to do. We're supposed to just hang out and just be the character. I'm supposed to make sure that you do all this stuff, you know? And that's what happens. You get caught up in doing stuff. So when somebody says, but I want a practical approach, I am giving you a practical approach. I mean, there is no shortcut way to do it, but to recognize that we are a walking pile of programs. Walking pile of programs that were required for that level 1 limiting human experience. You got to see that it was required, not when people are telling you, oh, you know, the human race, gosh, we've fallen so far, we weren't supposed to. I hear that, you know, I'm like, okay, fine, whatever, that's how you feel. This grand creation makes no mistakes. This grand creation makes no mistakes. This grand creation has to be everything. It has to experience everything, and that is what we do. We go and experience it for the grand creation, because we are the grand creation, individually and collectively. So we have to come and we have to experience. So you have to dismiss that concept. If you have that concept of any of that, that's all part of how you start getting beyond the programs, is by realizing that nothing in my life has been a mistake. I have no regrets on anything that I have ever experienced in my life. When we can begin to embrace all of that, and embrace it eventually from a standpoint where you see the beauty and the gift, that is like powerful, because that opens up a whole other level. It's like that part of you says, okay, now you're ready. Now you're ready. Let's go up to the next level. But until you can recognize the beauty and the gift in it, you will forever be down here, just always encountering the same thing in different faces, different situations, but it's the same thing. So recognizing and getting rid of the regret. And I did say that in the holographic canvas. Regret says, I wish I could do it all over again. I wish I could do it differently. That's what regret says. And you set yourself up, and that's how that whole karmic crap, that reincarnation wheel, that whole concept comes again, because how else are you going to get to do it again? Now you gotta go through this concept of reincarnation, or this idea that you get to come back in and you get to do it again. And I think people attach to that concept because their soul carries programs of regret.